Hello and welcome. This is Corey from the BachScholar YouTube channel. I welcome you to this video here. I'm just sitting here on a Saturday, nice sunny Saturday in Florida. I actually should be outside, but I'm actually inside at my Steinway sort of brainstorming. I thought I would bring to you a little sneak preview into my creative process and what I've been doing over the past couple days. You know, I get these ideas sometimes that just sort of pop into my head, and I think a really excellent idea just popped into my head the other day, and it is in the works now for a new book. Some of you might be familiar with my Better Than Hanon exercise. Basically, Better Than Hanon is chords and inversions, broken chords and inversions. That's also included in the Holy Trinity of piano technique some of you might have. So anyway, let me explain. It's very interesting. Some of you might think, oh, I hate Hanon, or I'm making fun of Hanon by saying, oh, I have something better than Hanon. Well, no, I mean, I think, you know, that the Hanon book that everyone knows, you know, probably the best-selling exercise book in history, Hanon, the Virtuoso Pianist, it has its purposes. I think it's good for, in my opinion, for beginners and, you know, intermediate level pianists to practice them a little to get the fingers working. But I've always had a problem with Hanon, and my big problem is this: you don't really learn any theory, and you're only playing white keys. So come on. I mean, you're only playing white keys. I think Hanon says somewhere in this book to play it in all the keys, but no one ever does that. No one ever plays it in all the keys and transposes them. And this is the biggest problem that I've had with Hanon over the years as a teacher. And I thought, you know, it's so one-dimensional. Also, Hanon has... He's all in unison. What good composer writes in unison? Nobody. No good composer would write anything in unison. So I came up, you know, I like the Hanon exercises, but they're one-dimensional. They're only on the white keys, and they're pretty useless, actually. I mean, they're good for beginners, I guess, to start using your fingers. Well, anyway, I came up with this idea, the well-tempered Hanon. Hanon as the way Bach would have played it. I know this sounds like quite an undertaking, but let me explain how I'm going about this. I am taking Hanon. I'm taking actually the first, I think 12. I'm just beginning. I've done about 3 of them. I'm taking about 12 of the exercises from part 1. There's a total of 20. I'm taking 12 of those, and I am putting them, putting each one in a major and minor key, so like the well-tempered clavier. So I'm putting number 1 in C major, then C minor, and then number 2, I'm putting in D flat major or C sharp major, and then C sharp minor right afterwards. And then I think I skipped the other one because it's similar to that. So I think I skipped 3 anyway. I picked the next one. The next one I do, I have D major, and then it goes to D minor. You might think, oh, how can it work in minor? Well, it's really easy. They sound really great in minor. The next thing I'm doing is, that's the way Bach would have done it, most likely, if he were living today. Another thing that Bach would have done is he would have never done unison. Okay, never. He would have never done something in unison. No good composer would have ever done that, as I mentioned before. By the way, Hanon was not a good composer. Hanon was, I guess, a competent pianist, a competent organist. He was not a virtuoso pianist by any means. He was not a concert pianist. He was not a Franz Liszt. He was a priest, all right? So Hanon was a priest. And not that there's anything wrong with being a priest, but I'm telling you, he was a dilettante. Hanon was a dilettante. Hanon would tinkled around on the piano and on the organ. He was not a composer, and he came up with the best-selling exercise book in history. Okay, so I'm approaching this from a composer's, a composer's viewpoint, and I think I've really done something really nice and really something that everyone will enjoy. It's in the works. It will be out probably later in 2019. So anyway, let me talk more about what I'm doing. So it's not in unison, but I'm doing one verse, or one time through, harmonize the C, the main note is harmonized the sixth below, and then after that, then I'm harmonizing, then I'm switching it around, I'm inverting it, and then the main note will be on the bottom, and I'm harmonizing a twelfth above. That's the way Bach probably would have done it, because Bach was very systematic with his harmonies. You can harmonize in sixths and you can harmonize in thirds. So basically I'm taking every one of these and I'm harmonizing one in sixths and then one in thirds. Actually it's a twelfth, but it's an octave plus a third. And then I'm going to the parallel minor, like Bach does in the Well-Tempered Clavier. So then I'm taking the parallel minor, C minor, I'm doing the same one in C major and C minor, the same one in so forth and so on. So let me show you how this works. Also, another thing that Bach would have done is he would have that was at a sixth. Now, after this little ending, I could have just ended like that. Ending. Now it's just the same thing we did, but the hands are switched around. Bach probably would have done that if he were alive today, and he took the hand and then wanted to improve upon it. Also, another thing, I don't like playing them mechanically. You really want to get a nice sound. You want to really get a nice sound. It's hard for me to talk when I'm playing, but you want to. Bach loved cantabile playing. Bach loved the vocal aspect of music. So, that's why you don't, you don't want to do that. Okay, so stay away from that. That's another thing that Bach would have done. He would have played it cantabile, in a cantabile fashion. And I personally like it a little slower. You could play it as fast as you want. When I publish it and you buy it, you can play it as fast as you want. Now, let me go to C minor. I'm going to try to stop talking, and I'm just going to sort of show you this. Now I'm going to take where I left off C major. Now it goes to C minor. So I've gone through a sixth and a third. A sixth, or actually a sixth and a 12th in C minor. Very interesting. I love the minor key because it, you can add these naturals, and it's actually based on the melodic minor scale usually. Now, I'm going to go up. I'm going to up to D flat major. Now I'm going to take exercise number 2. That's the one. That's that one. Okay. I'm going to take that, put that in D flat major, harmonized at a sixth. You have to read 5 flats. So this is excellent for learning sight reading. Actually pretty easy because it's on black keys. Now, switch. Alright. This is at the 12th. Sorry about that. There you go. That's D flat major. Okay, now this is the next one coming up is my favorite so far. I just ended D flat major or C sharp major, whatever you want to call it, and then it's going to go into the parallel minor of C sharp minor. I love this one here. So let me end the major. Minor. Sounds like a Bach fugue. That's the melodic minor. You have an A sharp and a B sharp there. So A sharp, B sharp. I like it with a little retard. But now listen to this. It's going to switch around now. C sharp minor. Ooh, you get that. So the same thing happens in the right hand here now. Reminds me of a Bach fugue, something that you would have in a fugue. I love this. This is really an improvement. It's an improvement upon Hanon. Hanon was a crappy composer, all right? It's good. He had some good exercises here, but he didn't know what he was doing. He wasn't a good composer. Look, if Bach were to do this is probably the way he would have done it. He would have not done it in unison, and he would have harmonized it in sixths and in thirds, and he would have done it in all the keys. So this is really exciting. I'm really excited about this new project I'm working on. I just had this sort of come into my head the other day, and I've been sort of writing it out on my software here. So thank you for joining me, and Thank you for watching this video. Stay tuned. Later in 2019, I'll let you know when I have it finished. You know, I sort of juggle a lot of things. I'll finish it up later in 2019, and you can buy your own copy. These are fantastic. They not only sound good, but they're great practice for sight reading, because you're going to have to read in all the sharps and flats and all the keys. Really incredible. So I'm really excited about this. And until we meet again, thank you.